So today we're going to be talking about time signatures and key signatures, and hopefully I'll get to converting sheet music to chords. So time signatures are about rhythm, and some songs like this will have some music that you'll have. Can you see that? It'll have, this is beats per minute, and then this is your time signature. So 2-2 is like 1 2 1 2 1 2, and then you'll have to use a metronome probably to get the beats per minute. Not many songs are in that. Most songs are in 4/4 time, which is also called common time sometimes. So it's like a 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and this one is 120 beats per minute, so that's faster. We have 63 beats per minute, 4/4 time. This one is 6/8 time. 6/8 time is like 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. So it feels kind of like 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. I'll show you what it feels like. And then this one is at 144 beats per minute. So it's like that's the intro there. You can feel how that feels different than other songs. My nephew loves 6/8 time, the one that loves music. This one 4/4, so you're just doing let's see here, can I do this with one hand? So you can kind of feel that 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Okay, so you will see this in sheet music. I have this hymn book here. Let me try to switch this out maybe so I can show you. I don't know if anyone plays by sheet music anymore, but if you're taking piano, you probably do. So you'll see this, like, this one is 3/4 time, so that's 1 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. It's like a waltz, if you know what that is. I don't know. 4/4 time, that's what that looks like. These are your time signatures, so you can see how they do it in sheet music. And a hymn book will have a lot of different ones, but here's oh, that's 3/4. Is it? Oh no, that's 9/4. Yeah, the hymn book will have some really weird ones sometimes, which that would be difficult. But what it means is, look at this, 12/8. What it means is, so the bottom number tells you what gets one count, and the top number tells you how many counts in a measure. So in this case, the 8th note gets one count. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. And they have those in triplets, but so you have 12 counts to a measure on that one. But usually, oh, here's 6/8. So an 8th note gets one count, and there's 6 counts in a measure. So you're just going to count 1 2 3 4 5 6. And 4/4, a quarter note gets one count, and there's 4 counts in a measure. So that's what that is. So you can see this would be 1 2 3 4. So if a quarter note gets one count, then the half note gets 2 counts, and the whole note will get 4 counts. If you guys know, this is a whole note, gets 4 counts. This one gets 2 counts, this half note. Quarter note gets 1 count in this case. The 8th note would get a half a count. So that is time signatures. I hope that helps. And then we're gonna do key signatures. Okay, key signatures. So a lot of times, sometimes they'll tell you what key it is in. So this one is in the key of C, And generally, if they don't tell you what key it is in, it's generally the chord that it starts on, although not always, especially nowadays they get a little creative sometimes, but usually the chord that it starts on is the key that it is also in. And I think we've talked about keys before, so let us look at something here. Whoops. That's not the one I was gonna do. I just lost my place. Okay, I want to show you, where was I think it was around here somewhere. I have to look it up again. This is no good. I had my bookmark in the wrong place. So I was going to show you kind of, oops, that's not the right one here. Some different keys and how you can tell what key it is with written music, with sheet music. So I was going to go to 343. 343. This used to be a really common song, although I don't know if anyone really knows the real tune anymore, but Amazing Grace. Okay, so we can look at a few keys here. So the key signature is going to be at the very beginning, and it's going to be right before the time signature. So if there's nothing there before the time signature, that means it's in the key of C, which is no sharps or flats. Key of C, just like this. Those are the notes that are in C. And then if there is something, okay, one flat is the key of F. So you can look and see that it starts with an FAC chord. So that's one flat is the key of F. Then if there's more than one flat, you go by the second to last flat. See how these are kind of in an order: B flat, E flat, A flat. So the second to last flat is the key that it is in. So this song is in the key of E flat. And then some sharps. Okay, so sharps, how you know is you go up a half step from the sharp, from the last sharp, whatever's the last sharp. So F sharp in this case, so you go up a half step from F sharp and you have G. So that is the key of this song, and also the first chord is G. Okay, this song is in the key of B flat, so that's the second to last flat there. See if I can find anything else to show you here without losing my spot, because I want to show you something in a minute. There's a bunch of flats. This one is in the key of A flat, because you can see that's the second to last flat there. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. So it's in the key of A flat. I'm trying to find some sharps to show you besides the key of G. There's only one sharp. Here's two sharps. You can see that. Two sharps. So the last sharp is C sharp. So this is the key of D. The key of D has two sharps. It is F sharp and C sharp. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. All right, we're going to talk about converting sheet music into chords. So all you have to do is look at the four notes here, and it is G, G, B, D, G, B, D. So you know G, B, D, that is the root chord of G, right? And then you'll just kind of go through. So this is G, B, D. It goes through, and then this chord, when you take all the notes, it becomes a D7. So D, right? D, F sharp, A, and then you put the 7 in, which is, oh, let's see, if it doesn't say major, you do the one that's not in the key. So this is going to be your D7 for this song because it doesn't say major, it just says D7. If it says D major 7, then you would put the C sharp in because that is what is in the key of D, right? This is your 7 in the key of D. So if it says D major 7, it's that one. If it just says D7, it's that one. It's the one that's not in the key. All right. And then E minor, okay? So E minor is, here's your E, E, G sharp, B, and you would lower the third a half step, E minor, right? And so when you see that, those notes there, that's going to be E, G, B, G, and it's not a sharp because you only have F sharp in here. So your G is not sharped, so you know it's E minor. I hope that makes sense. You have your C, E, G here. None of them are sharped or flat, so that's your C chord. Okay, just your basic C chord. C, E, G. Yeah, and you just go through and write in the chords based on what the notes are. I hope that helps. You can go back and look at my videos where I go over like your scales and what your chords are, because I did do that. Every key is basically, you think of your scale. So if it's in the key of C, there's no sharps or flats unless they're marked. So there's your C, the chord, the C chord is 1, 3, 5. That's your root chord. 3, 5, 8 is your first inversion. 5, 8, 1, 5, 8, 3, second inversion, and that's the root again, right? So D has 2 sharps. So there's your D chord, 1, 3, 5. Your first inversion, second inversion, and like that. E has 4 sharps. So there's your 1, 3, 5. Okay. The way you make a scale, I don't know if I've talked about this, but is it is, you start on the note that the scale is named after, and you go whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. That's your formula for any scale. If you start on D, whole step, see there's something in between, so that's a whole step. If there's nothing in between, it's a half step. There's something in between, whole step, there's something in between, whole step, half step here, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. That's your formula. You have to have 2 whole steps and a half step, and then 3 whole steps and a half step. And that's how you make any scale. E, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Right? Okay, so I hope that helps. Yeah, F has 1 flat, whole step, so you start on the F, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step. Right? 1, 3, 5. Okay, so that's how you do your scales to find what is in any key. And that's how you do your chords, 1, 3, 5. And so if it's just a G chord, it's going to be just the 1, 3, 5 in any inversion. The minor, you lower the third. The diminished, you lower the third and the fifth. So the diminished looks like a little degrees sign, if you know what that looks like, just a little tiny circle by it, superimposed. And then you also have augmented, which you hardly ever see, but that just means you take your regular chord and you only raise the fifth a half step. That's augmented, and it just has a little plus sign next to it. If you ever see that next to a chord, that's what it means. You just take your chord and you raise the fifth a half step. Yeah, if you see the little M by it, that's minor. You just lower the third a half step. So, and then any numbers that you see, that's the number of the scale that you throw in. So if you see a 4, so if you had your G chord and it says 4, instead of the 3, you play the 4. That's a G4, or it's also called G suspended. If you see SUS next to a chord, that's what it means. Instead of the 4, you play, instead of the 3, you play the 4. In any inversion. What else? I think that's pretty much it. So like we had the D7 earlier. You just throw in the 7, which of course depends on whether it's major or regular. It just says 7, you don't do the one that's actually in the chord, you do the other one, the other 7. That would be, it's actually a half step lower than the 7, that would be in the key. But if it says D major 7, then you do the one that's in the key. It's in the actual key. Okay, well, I hope that helps. Yeah. So until next time, have a great week.